Going back, my personal experience, this is from you guys' involvement in the aftermath of the earthquake.
Mm.
I think you've gotten recognized by multiple credible organizations and folks about your involvement and how efficiently and effectively you guys were able to provide support and organize and rush to help in places where even the government hadn't really reached. How did you do that? What's the magic behind getting an organization that's ready and able to make such an effective contribution in a time of need?
So I start and then you can follow, right?
Mm.
Okay. So at Bibeksheel Nepali, we believe that leadership is preparedness. And that simple realization, we inside the party actually had a protocol which said, like, if a major earthquake or a disaster happens, the first thing is you look out for your family, you know if they are fine and safe, and the next thing you do is to help the government, the authorities, by going to the nearest hospital, because that's where the real chaos will be. So within less than 30 minutes of the earthquake, I was at teaching hospital, which is one of the biggest hospital in the country.
Mm-hmm.
It was utter chaos. And because all the members knew where to go and what to do, so we could actually manage the whole process in that hospital,
Mm-hmm.
along with the doctors, nurses, and the few police and army that were just there. So we actually started managing that process because of that preparedness we had. And then in the ensuing weeks, we reached, we had hundreds of health camps. We reached out to the most remote part of the regions, because we could actually collaborate with a lot of partners. It didn't matter. We were working with the Buddhist monks, we were working with American volunteers, Indian travelers, and Bangladeshi doctors, and we just opened ourselves up because one of our values was transparency. So we actually we trusted that we could work with others to create that environment in which the collaborative, because leadership, we believe, is now collaboration. In the 21st century, it's not about asking others to follow. It's about creating that space where others could lead. So that's what we did. I'm sure you can add the technical details.
Yeah. And furthermore, to help us really perform in a coordinated fashion and to deliver in efficient time, we also had the help of a project management expert who headed this our earthquake task force, and basically he was able to identify how and what we should be doing in order to reach all 17 districts within 3 weeks and be able to go on and do more of the relief work, the rehabilitation stage, reconstruction, and how we can work with our alliances in figuring out that relief work was not duplicated and everything was basically coordinated and communicated in a very efficient and systematic fashion. And that was also part of our belief that we should have excellency in work. So we had professionals and experts basically helping us with whatever they knew, and we channelized this into one single platform. And I think, like Ujjwal Dai said, it's more of collaborative leadership that Bibeksheel Nepali is trying to encourage. And at that time, we also saw how Nepalese, not just in the country but abroad, was so united. And not only that, we all had this sense of a shared responsibility, and we're trying to kind of capture onto that feeling of having some kind of bond between each other. And hopefully one of our goal for this US trip is also that if we could have united and done that much as citizens of Nepal, or those who love Nepal, then there's some hope that our country can still, within in the next few years or in the next decade, we can still do something transformative and bring the change.